What up, y'all? Kev here. This is a trade recap for Friday, June 27th. Today is Sunday, so video's getting out a little late, but on June 27th, Friday, I made just under $700 trading NQ. Went for a long this day. I don't know exactly how much I made. I'll post it in the title for the video. But it was between 600 and 700. Yeah, today was honestly a beautiful day, beautiful trade. So let's jump straight to it. Why my bias was long. I'm gonna jump straight to it. So right off of market open, we manipulated to the downside, sweeping out London lows, as well as filling in this not one but two bullish fair value gaps on the hourly time frame. We also continued lower, sweeping out one Asian low, and then obviously you can see how the hourly candle closed, but obviously I took my entry before that. So scaling down to the 15-minute, we also had a 15-minute fair value gap getting filled and respected, and on the 5-minute we had the same exact thing. This is what kind of filled my bullish bias a lot, because I knew we were going to come out and sweep out London highs that were made here. And as you can see, after market swept and respected both fair value gaps, sweeping out Asian lows, we came up, broke structure on the 5-minute time frame. After that, I wasn't going to enter initially off that 5-minute break of structure. I was waiting kind of for a 5-minute retrace, because that's typically what we get, and that's exactly what we got. And so I scaled down to the 1-minute, honestly just looking for an entry, an execution point, and we ended up getting that after coming down that 5-minute retrace, tapping into 50% equilibrium, as well as tapping into this fair value gap on the 1-minute, continuing higher. I entered right around 9:45. I entered after this candle closed bearish, just getting a better fill, and then obviously taking it up to the London highs. We also had this 1-minute inverse fair value gap. I wasn't completely set on the market going up just yet off of this inverse fair value gap, just because we came down and inversed this bullish fair value gap here. So if we ended up respecting this bullish fair value gap, I probably would have taken my entry a little earlier, just because of all these higher time frame fair value gaps getting tapped into, and obviously liquidity being swept. I was pretty confident we were going to move higher and take out the highs today. However, I wasn't sure if we were going to move lower and take out this low. So I wanted to make sure I had a couple confluences hit and a good execution before I entered with my position. Something I could have done better just to get a better fill. I definitely could have entered with like 50% of my position down here after inversing this fair value gap, and then taking the rest of my position up here. It would have gave me a better fill, better risk to reward. However, I didn't do that. I was just kind of playing it safe today, just because it's Friday. Fridays are sometimes a little crazy. We also didn't really have any news. We had an orange folder at 10 o'clock, I believe, and then we had some 8:30 news. I can't remember if it was GDP or some claims folder that came out. But yeah, other than that, we had that 5-minute move up, tapped in 1-minute fair value gap. I entered off of that. We already broke structure on the 1-minute. We also obviously broke structure on the 5-minute. What the hell did I just do? What did I just do? I don't know what the hell I just did. What did I just do? Okay. Oh, okay, we went back in time, I guess. Yeah, we just completely went back in time. This is a potential trade I was thinking of taking on Friday, coming down to take out those Asian lows. It actually would have played out. I don't know what just happened with my chart. Okay, well, I'll actually go over that as well, since it popped up. But yeah, trade was awesome. So why I ended up taking profit, so I don't know why it got rid of it here, but I had my first take profit at these London highs, and then my second take profit. So this second take profit here was at a 4-hour high that we made back in December or February, I believe. Yeah, December. We got a 4 hour here, and then 4 hour here, and then all-time highs up here. The reason why I held past London highs was just because we were so close to sweeping out that 4 hour high. I was pretty confident we were just gonna come up a little more, taking out that 4 hour high, just because a lot of liquidity is just lying up there. Not only that, we had this fair value gap on ES, I believe, that we needed to fill more of. So I was pretty confident we were going to move up, taking out these highs. However, I did take out about 2/5 of my position. So about like 40% of my position at this high, and then holding the rest of my position at full take profit. But yeah, other than that, this was a trade I was thinking about taking in the afternoon. I just kind of marked it out just because I was very curious to see if it would play out for the future. But yeah, obviously we swept out a really high target time frame. We never swept out this Asian low. So really, unless if we're just going to keep bull running, the only other thing we really could have done here was just sweep out during PM session and come down and take out these Asian lows and sweep out market open lows. So I was pretty confident on that. I didn't know when we were going to do it. I wasn't really expecting us to chop up so much. But I decided to take kind of a demo trade, if you will, just kind of seeing how it would play out. But yeah, we had that sweep, came down, inversed on the 1 minute. Obviously had a 1 minute break of structure here. Not only that, but we broke the 79% extension. That's also, I deleted it, but that was also another big thing of why I took my entry there in the morning. If you want to skip back to the video and see where I had my 79% extension. But yeah, we got this retrace here. I would have entered before the retrace, just the 79%. The candle closing over the 79%, not just wicking into it, closing below the 79% extension right here, and then putting my stop loss on the high. Obviously, we were chopping up, going into some crazy drawdown just all through the day, and then finally, during PM session around 1:30, 2 o'clock, we finally made that move down. I didn't wait for a 5 minute break of structure here because I don't believe we got it. Just because we had so many bullish candles, I wasn't really waiting for my 5 minute break because I wasn't sure if market was just going to tank after taking out that high. Wasn't really expecting it to chop that crazy, but we ended up getting that 5 minute break later and then retracing all the way back. So in reality, in hindsight, I could have taken my trade and better fill up here, but I'm usually not on the market that late in the day. But yeah, like I said, bias on this. Swept out that 4 hour liquidity, swept out London high. We had no Asian highs to sweep out. We had this Asian low that we was never able to take out. We never swept out New York session open low. So those are two big strong draws of liquidity, and obviously what happened, we did exactly that. And that would have been an amazing trade if I did take that. But like I said, we only really take one trade a day. So if I never got that opportunity up to the London highs, I probably would have taken the second trade. But other than that, if I take one win, I'm not really looking to keep trading. I'm usually off the charts after that. But yeah, other than that, Friday was amazing. Great finish for the week. To finish the week, I believe for this upcoming week, we got some news coming up this week. I'll kind of go over it just to give you my bias for the following week. Yeah, so we got no news Monday, which is always a little crazy. Other than that, Tuesday we got Powell speaking right on market open, which is gonna be extremely nuts. We also have 10 a.m. red folders, PMI. It's gonna be a crazy day Tuesday. Probably won't trade. Other than that, we have ADP at 8:15 on Wednesday. That's gonna be cool to see what happens at 8:15 if we have crazy moves. Might not look to trade Wednesday. However, Thursday, same thing, just a lot more folders as well as PMI, and then Friday's 4th of July. So this week's gonna be a little crazy. So probably not many trades to be taken this week. Definitely gonna look to trade Monday, depending on how price gives us a day before Powell speaks. Yeah, I mean, this whole week is just gonna be pretty freaking nuts. So I'll kind of take it for what it is, and worst case scenario, we'll just not take trades. Part of the job is being patient, sitting on our hands, and not taking a trade, because a winning day is being break even. That's the way I see it. Preserving capital. So other than that, yeah, see you guys next week.